For decades, the executive branch has been eroding the other branches of government, the legislative and the judicial, the Congress and the courts. But now, in the last few months, we've seen Obama come out and say he doesn't need congressional authorization for the new war in Libya because he has United Nations authorization. Only Congress can declare or levy war. That's always been part of our country's history for 235 years. Warn everyone you know, ladies and gentlemen, this is so huge. We are going into a dictatorship of the executive branch and the bureaucracy in this country.
But when the president can kill whoever he wants, then he's not a president anymore, he's a king.
Going to war without a declaration of war from Congress, so far assassinating 2 U.S. citizens without any due process, the ability to indefinitely detain U.S. citizens without a fair trial on American soil, and the list is going to keep going on and on. So they're not going to stop on their own, and the American population isn't going to wake up on their own. So it's up to us. Here we go. So I've got 150 posters of Dictator Obama, and I have 100 flyers of my top 10 all-time favorite Obama unconstitutional acts. So let's see what we can do here.
The Nobel Peace Prize winner has just announced and authorized that he has told the CIA that it can assassinate American citizens in direct violation of the Constitution's Due Process Clause.
The CIA can now assassinate any American, not only overseas, but here.
President Obama is proclaiming that the executive branch of the government of the United States of America has the explicit right and authority to murder American citizens.
There is a provision, apparently, that the federal government is using that keeps what they're really doing with the Patriot Act secret from Congress and the public. You telling me the executive branch is interpreting this law in a way that we don't even know, and they say they have the right to do it just because they're the executive branch? So that's outrageous, and we know they're doing it.
You got to stand up any way you can. What other way do I have? What other thing can I do to bring attention to the fact that this country better damn wake up to what's going on? And it's not going to, Judge, it's not going to end there.
Do you think that you can act without Congress and initiate a no-fly zone in Syria without congressional approval?
You know, again, our goal would be to seek international permission, and we would come to the Congress and inform you and determine how best to approach this, whether or not we would want to get permission from the Congress. I think those are issues we would have to discuss as we decide what to do here.
Well, I'm almost breathless about that, because what I heard you say is we're going to seek international approval, and they will come and tell the Congress what we might do, and we might seek congressional approval. I'm really baffled by the idea that somehow an international assembly provides a legal basis for the United States military to be deployed in combat. I don't believe it's close to being correct. They provide no legal authority. The only legal authority that's required to deploy the United States military is the Congress and the President and the law and the Constitution.
Earlier this week, the President signed the National Defense Authorization Act. If you've been watching our program, then you know that this new law authorizes the President to arrest anyone, anywhere, including on American soil, and hold the person indefinitely, including American citizens. President Obama once threatened to veto this bill, but not for the reasons you might think. The President's lawyers argued he already had this power.
The American people have to realize that the Constitution puts into the hands of Congress the ability to decide whether to send a country to war or not. That's not up to the President to decide. You can only do it by a vote of the Congress. The President didn't ask Congress for permission. He went ahead and did it anyway. It's a serious matter, and it is a question. We end up with a constitutional crisis over this.
But if this could become standard operating procedure and a permanent precedent is established, let me assure you that this abuse of the law will spread. It's time for Congress and the American people to wake up to the realities of the dangers we face. We must remember as members of Congress that we have taken an oath to protect and defend the Constitution from all enemies, foreign and domestic. It should not be that difficult to distinguish the difference between the danger posed by the underwear bomber and the danger posed by a government that endorses secret prisons, torture, and assassinating American citizens.
I am so pleased to be committed in the fight against them. That's why I don't care about my own life, except I want to continue to live to fight them. That's why I don't have fear. I only have fear of myself and my flesh and not being up to the challenge. And I ask you to look in the mirror and ask yourselves, what are you doing in this time of great challenge?